days into testimony. Kent County Prosecutor Chris Becker announced mid-morning Wednesday here at Circuit Court he had finished presenting evidence and witnesses in the case. Becker's final witness was an expert on police use of force, one of two called so far to testify. And like the one who came before him, he too said a reasonable officer in a situation similar to Christopher Schurr's would not have fired his gun.
Not at any time in any of the evidence that we reviewed did we ever see Patrick Lyoya attempt to harm the officer in this particular instance.
Now, after the prosecution rested its case Wednesday, the defense called for a mistrial, saying this expert testimony was not within the scope of Michigan law. The judge disagreed, dismissing the motion and allowed the case to continue. The defense then called to the stand a number of officers within the Grand Rapids Police Department, including a captain considered to be an expert in GRPD training.
We don't expect perfection. It's just got to be reasonable because they don't have the luxury of having all the time in the world to make a decision, come up with a tactical plan and have every asset and resource available before they initiate that plan. They've got to make split-second decisions under a lot of times serious stress and with a lack of information.
The captain's testimony also conflicted with the prosecution's two expert witnesses. As the captain said, Lyoya displayed active aggression during the traffic stop and that it was reasonable for Schurr to then chase after him.
All right. Peace and blessings. All praises to the Most High. And there you see the part of the trial which experts testified that a reasonable officer wouldn't have fired their gun in the death of our dear brother Patrick Lyoya by this Neanderthal. Poor excuse for a cop, so-called white man, Christopher Schurr, who shot our dear brother in the back of the head. Now I'm going to show you the entire video, including the fatal shot. However, at the conclusion of this trial, they declared a mistrial, a hung jury, saying that they couldn't come to a decision. And then the prosecutor of Kent County, Grand Rapids, said they're not going to seek another trial because he doesn't think that they will reach a different outcome if the trial was to be held again. But I'm going to let you watch the video and you guys tell me, would a reasonable person on a jury not convict this officer of either first, second, or third degree murder in this situation? Just watch the video.
1915.
Hey, stay in the car. Stay in the car. Stay in the car. Get in the car. Dude, I'm stopping you. You have a license? Do you have a license?
For what?
I'm stopping you. Do you have a license?
What that?
Do you have a driver's license? Do you speak English?
Yes.
Can I see your license?
What that is wrong?
The plate doesn't belong on this car. Do you have a license or no? Do you have a driver's license?
Yes.
Where is it at?
It's in the car.
Get it for me.
What that is wrong?
The plate does not belong on this car.
Amen. Grab me my right right there. Right there.
No. Stop. Put your hands right. Stop. 1915. You got one running. Go, wow. Stop. Stop.
Okay. Damn.
Stop.
Okay.
Get your hands behind your back.
Okay.
Hands behind your back.
Okay. Come on, bro. I can't down for your own safety, man. Okay.
Yo, Pat, Judge, you good?
Get your hands behind your back.
Don't grab him like that, though.
I know, but I'm just saying, man. I'm a black man too. I done.
Yeah.
Man, come on, man. Just do what he said, bro, so it
1950.
don't
Service
work.
more cars.
Okay.
No, he said he's good, but man, yo, what's up, man?
No, just want nobody to get no work. Man, get the key.
Stop.
Okay.
Stop resisting.
Get the key.
All right, so there you hear the officer use the age-old phrase, stop resisting. At that point in time, he wasn't resisting. The white man is just weak. He can't even subdue him. He's begging and pleading him. You see him kneeing him and kicking him early in the video. And the African man is just standing his ground. But the white Neanderthal is just too weak to hold the guy down without him even putting up a fight. At no point, like the officer said, did Lyoya offer any threat to him. He's just holding his ground, and the white, pitiful officer is just too weak and pitiful to exert control over the man.
No, he good. He not resisting nothing, bro.
Or whatever you gotta do. Yo, come on, man. Get the key. Come on, man. Y'all don't. Come on, man. What did you do? Come on.
Okay, why you gotta do all that, bro? He good, man.
So there you see the man tried to tase him. He just grabbed the taser gently to stop the taser from tasing him. Now, this is the premise he's going to use in a couple of seconds for shooting him in the back of the head.
Let go of the taser. Let go of the taser.
No, like he good. Like you can talk to him, bro.
Well, he's pretty much begging and crying, let go of the taser. That shows you how weak he is.
Yeah. Like he good, bro. Like, can you talk to him like good? Like, can you? Yeah. Stop grabbing him like that.
No.
No, he good, like for real. Yo, you hit him too. Get that shit, bro. Listen.
Let go of the taser.
No, he ain't got no taser. I see that.
Let go of the taser.
How many cars you got going?
Drop the taser.
Everyone.
Get back. Get back.
And I'm going to stop it right there. You see the fatal shot where he just shot the man. He was in complete control of the situation. He was on top of him. Yes, the man had the taser in his grip, but he never lifted the taser to the officer. And they're going to justify this, saying that, well, the officer was exhausted. And, after the struggle, he was exhausted, and he felt that if, the guy got the taser up, it would have caused him seriously bodily harm. That African man was not going to injure that officer in no way. And you can actually see when the guy shot him, it was like, okay, cool. It was just like, okay, I shot him and I didn't have to. He didn't have to shoot that man. Even, the prosecutors said, okay, you could have just let him run. You could have let him continue to run. As you saw, he was running really slow. He didn't, try to get away. The officer just was unable to control the situation. And because of that, he decided to shoot him. That officer was in nowhere. I want to see somebody in the comments say that this officer feared for his life, and he had a valid reason to fear for his life. Now, I heard the district attorney, the prosecuting attorney, or the DA say, well, they're not going to retry the case because, we had a good jury this time. And, it is very unlikely that if we have another trial that the jury will be able to reach a different situation. How do you know? First of all, how do you know? And what is a good jury? They said between 10 and 12 jurors wanted to acquit the officer. And so after 4 days of deliberation without being able to reach a unanimous verdict, they decided that a mistrial had to be declared. Now, you clearly heard those expert officers say no reasonable officer should have fired their weapon in that circumstance. So I don't know how these people did not understand that this officer did not have to fire his weapon. Once again, this goes to show of the double standard, especially when white police kill black men. It's like they know they're not going to convict. Like, even look at the sort of smirk on his face. And actually, he looks sort of like a meth head or crackhead or heroin addict in all of his pictures. Here's another one. You see sort of a smirk, but you can definitely see the depth and soullessness in his face, that he knew he was going to get away with killing that black man in cold blood. And so this verdict just happened in early May. This incident took place in April 2022. So 3 years to take him to trial. And here they have a trial where they said that, they couldn't reach a verdict and he's not going to be tried again. But I think everybody can watch that video and see that it's cold-blooded murder, shooting that guy in the back of the head while he was clearly subdued, wasn't a threat, wasn't threatening, wasn't making any threatening motions. The only justification that they're using is, well, the officer was just so tired and exhausted and felt that if the guy raised the stun gun, then, he was at danger for his life. Whatever. That's, once again, you shouldn't have been a weak, white, Neanderthal, pitiful man, not able to, just control the situation, and felt like he had to shoot our brother Patrick Lyoya. So justice for Patrick Lyoya, rest in peace. And, I hope his family get some sort of compensatory justice because this man who's already been fired, so evidently they fired him. Normally they don't fire him if they don't think he had anything to do wrong, but they definitely fired this man. So they may have felt that he had some culpability in this man's death. But y'all see the number, as always, 919-587-7782. Y'all make sure y'all let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you for liking, watching, sharing, subscribing, also for the calls, texts, emails, and also the donations that you have sent to this channel. Once again, as always, peace and blessings.